Once the Baal Shem Tov went out for a walk, and he was so lost in his meditations that he paid no heed to where he was going. Instead, he let his legs lead him for 3 days and nights, until at last he arrived at the bend of a river. Somehow the Baal Shem Tov knew that this was the place he had been sent to, so he made camp there. During the night, he heard the sound of a frog croaking. But to the Baal Shem Tov, it sounded like sobbing, and the longer he listened, the more it began to resemble prayer. The sobbed prayer of a broken heart. Then the Baal Shem Tov knew that he had been sent there because of the mystery of that strange sound. As soon as the sun arose, the Baal Shem awoke and went to the river and washed and prayed. Then he began searching for the frog, and at last he caught sight of it, perched on a stone near the water. It was the largest frog he had ever seen, one that looked very old. The Baal Shem Tov stared at the frog for a long time, and at last he said, "I know you are no ordinary frog. Tell me then, who are you?" And just as the Baal Shem Tov had expected, the frog replied, "I was once a scholar who sinned, and I was sent back to this world as a frog. For 500 years I have prayed for this torture to end." The Baal Shem Tov asked, "What was your sin?" And the frog replied, "My sin was to conceal an ancient scroll I discovered that contained a holy text that had been lost for many centuries. For as long as I kept it for myself and refused to reveal it, the mysteries in it were condemned to the waters of oblivion. And that is why I have been sentenced to live by these waters, so that I can never forget my sin." The Baal Shem Tov replied, "Indeed, your sin was very great, yet there must be some way for your soul to be set free." "Yes," said the frog, "I heard from behind the curtain that if I led a scholar to the lost book, then my punishment would come to an end." "Where is the book?" said the Baal Shem Tov. "Follow me," said the frog. And he hopped from the stone to the riverbank and led the Baal Shem Tov to an ancient tree not far from that place. And he stood next to the tree and directed the Baal Shem to dig there. And when he did, the Baal Shem Tov found a buried urn, and inside it was an ancient scroll concerning many mysteries, including the very ones that the Baal Shem Tov had been meditating upon when his legs had brought him to that place. And as the Baal Shem Tov unrolled the scroll for the first time, the soul of the scholar took leave of the frog's body and was set free at last to ascend on high. This story comes from Gabriel's Palace, Jewish Mystical Tales, selected and retold by Howard Schwartz.